Welcome back to Geek Shuffle and to a new category in comic books. Something I've been thinking about for a while. We have had Comic Corner and Comic Crate, and because we have been looking at comic books for a while as well, I thought it was worth looking into pre-orders of comic books. It is something I've been doing for a couple of months, and for a couple of years, but I had a break. But I started pre-ordering comic books again, like the Jean Grey one and some of the others. Um, and I thought, why not make a video about what upcoming comic books you are able to pre-order, and talk a bit about the pre-ordering process. Um, since the comic solicitations for January of 2024 just went up, I thought I wanted to start with the Marvel pre-orders for January, and make the DC one afterwards, and upload them for on Fridays. Pre-orders always are 2 months ahead, so you have some time to look at the different stores available to you, and make them in time so they can ship them once they release. And in this video, I will go over, of course, the Marvel first, and then in another video, I'll go over the DC. And if it's popular enough, I will look into the other brands as well, but the two big ones first. I will start with the number ones, which I will go a bit more into depth, look at different covers, and then I will quickly list the ongoing series that are into higher numbers. If you already are collecting comic books, which you likely are if you're watching this, but let's just jump into it, and then you will likely get an idea what these videos might be about. Most of these comic books will have a last order date, an FOC as it's called, the 11th of December or the 18th of December. You have to check this again with your local retailer. If you're in the US, you probably know this already. And if you are anywhere else, you have to again make sure you get these orders in time, in the middle of December, if you want to get these in January. So let's begin. These are not alphabetical, but maybe popularity or something like this, with Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. And I will add some covers. This has 10 covers, so I'm not going to show them all. I will show 3 for this one. This has some ratios. We have talked about ratios before. These are store ratios, 1 to 10, 1 to 15, 1 to 100, and some virgin covers. Some of these, the ABC covers, are costume teasers, and I don't know what this alludes to, what kind of costume he's going to use in the Ultimate Universe. It is a new reboot of the Ultimate Universe from back in the 90s. I have talked about this before as well. But if you are interested in new Ultimate Spider-Man, this is Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. And I'm gonna speed up a bit as we move along because we have a long list to go over. So if that is for you, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. Then we have Avengers Twilight number 1 and number 2, both come out in January. I'm just gonna show number 1. This has 8 different covers. We only have images for 2 of them, so I can show those. Again, we have ratios, and we have a virgin cover. One of the artists is Scotty Young. He is pretty popular. I am only going to mention artists that I am intimately familiar with, which means I have them in my collection. There are many artists that are worth showing. Some of the images I will show, I don't know the artists of, but again, if I collect them, I will mention them. Avengers Twilight follows the ongoing story in the Avengers at the moment. And if you have followed the Avengers, then you might know more. I don't read the Avengers comic book at the current time. Then we will move on to Fall of the House of X, which, as you can see, we have Fall of X, 2 comic books up right then now, which I bought because of the artist. So we have Derek Chu over here, which has 9 covers. Again, we have 3 available to show here. Artyom is announced for one of them, which I can't show because he hasn't posted it yet, which I will be buying, of course. Scott Young is announced. We have Ratio and Virgin covers, which haven't been shown. But this is on my buy list, definitely, for the Artyom variant, of course. And this follows the Fall of X storyline in X-Men. And in the same vein, we have Rise of the Powers of X in the same storyline. 9 covers. We have 2 to show here, meaning that most of the covers aren't done yet. It's 2 months out, so they are not ready to show at this point. We have Scotty Young announced, which isn't ready to show yet. We have Ratio and Virgin covers, and again continues the story from the House of X, which which is running right now. Then we have Cable. All right, the 2 X stories were 1 of 5, so Marvel does a lot of miniseries. Miniseries is a general thing in Marvel and DC for many of these stories, which I like. It's much easier to collect than those unannounced, we're just running stuff. Cable, 1 of 5, 1 of 4. 4 covers. We have 2 to show. Cable must stop a possible nasty future, which is always good. A good story, probably. We have a Virgin cover, we have variants, and we have a hidden gem Ratio cover, most likely a Ratio cover. Hidden gem means that it is an art piece from a while back that didn't get picked up for something else and is reused here. Maybe from an artist that doesn't do art anymore. Possible, maybe not in this case. But that is the meaning of a hidden gem. So it can be something good, but we don't know yet at this point. Moving on, Dead X-Men #1. We have 4 covers, and I can show you one of them now. Again, Fallout from the House of X. Some people died. No spoilers. And we have Kevin Eastman announced doing a Wolverine variant. That is the reason why I have Old Man Logan, because he is old now, not only in the comic books, but in real life as well. He is celebrating his 50th anniversary. So we have a lot of triple Wolverine variants coming up as well. I'm not going to mention them. You can seek them out if you want. And a Virgin variant in these here. Then we have a Resurrection of Magneto #1 of 4 with 8 covers. We have 2 to show. One of these is a foil, the one with the metal bit sticking in. Very nice. I like foil covers. I'm not going to buy this one though. I didn't follow the storyline of these, but I like the idea of it. So very cool. We got Ratios, we got Virgins, everything for the whatever collector could like here, and follows the storyline from the above mentioned Dead X-Men stuff, because somebody died and Magneto got resurrected, so he might be one of those who died. So a lot of stuff going on in the X-Men universe, very interesting. And the next one is Kid Venom Origins, and this is a bit different. It's 1 of 4. And it is a collection of his origin stories from Death of Venomverse. So it is a mini collection with 3 covers. We have 1 to show and 1 ratio in those 3 covers. Very cool. If you are into Venom stuff, not something I collect, but a lot of people like Venom, so that makes sense. Next up, something I definitely will be collecting, Jackpot #1. We have 5 covers. I have 3 to show here, ready to be shown. We have Edgy Cure announced. We have Virgin covers. This is the Mary Jane Watson as a superhero, and it is her first solo series since her debut in Amazing Spider-Man #31. So that is always pretty cool once they have their first superhero solo stuff. Mary Jane as a superhero, Jackpot. So that might be worth buying if you are into keys. And keys, for those new people, are important points in comic book history, which might increase in value. Not always, but might. So if you are an investor, I am not, but I am a collector, and I like Mary Jane as a character as well. So that's cool. Next up, we have Power Pack Into the Storm #1, which is a 1 of 5. 3 covers, and I can show you all 3 as far as I know, and they're just normal variants, nothing else here. And it's Kid Heroes. I don't know a lot about these, so we are just quickly moving on. Kid Heroes, nothing of interest to me. Maybe for some of your kids, if you are of the older generation and have kids. Very cool. Next up, we have Giant Spider-Man #1. And I guess this is a one-off. 4 covers. We have 1 ready to show. You got a ratio, variants, and it's Venom against Miles Morales. Always cool. Again, Venom people will like this. And if you like Miles and you like Across the Spider-Verse and Into the Spider-Verse stuff, we got one character who got very popular from that movie, Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. Got his own series, and it is a 1 of 5, and all 5 comic books come out in January, the entire series. And I only show the 3 covers from the first one. If you want to check out the others, you have to look it up yourself. We got ratio, we got virgins, and we likely got that for the entire run. So if you like Miguel O'Hara, get the entire series. And this is he teams up with various Marvel heroes from 2099. Blade in the first issue to stop the Marvel zombies of 2099. So it is a horror-ish stuff. Well, he is a vampire himself, so that makes sense. Very cool. And the last in this little chunk, we have Marvel Meow, which is very cute, and I'm gonna buy this maybe for a gift for somebody I know. The life of the cats in the Marvel universe, and they're very cute. We got 3 variants, and it's just variants, so that's easy. If you like cats and you like Marvel, this might be for you. And then we have a little intermission, because we have, besides the triple Wolverine stuff, we have Hildebrand. Marvel and DC do some theme covers each month, often do themes. We got triple Wolverine, and we got Hildebrand, which a couple who do the Hildebrands do a specific art style. And some comic books do have gotten the Hildebrand treatment, Marvel masterpieces Hildebrands. And some of these upcoming comic books have Hildebrand variants, and if you are into specific Hildebrands, they might be worth looking up. I will mention them once we move past them. So now I will quickly do some list chunks where we go over the running series. in chunks of 7 or 6 or so, so they fit on a page. And if they are of interest to you, you might want to look them up and go back, because this is the first one. You might still be able to go back and pre-order the last couple of months. If it's a number 3 or number 2, you might still be able to catch up in those series, or go on eBay or whatever. So for the first page, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 42, and this has a Hildebrand variant. We have Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Gang War number 2 or 3, and you're still able to pre-order the number 1 most likely. We have Luke Cage Gang War 3 or 4, which has a Hildebrand variant. We have Daredevil Gang War 2 or 4. You are still able to pre-order number 1. Spider-Woman number 3. I think you're still able to pre-order number 1 and number 2, and this has a lot of interesting variants. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 15, you definitely can't pre-order the first one of these. We have Gaunt's number 4. I think number 1 is too late for this. Carnage number 3, Hildebrand variant, and you might be able to pre-order number 1 and number 2. This was first page. We flip to number 2. Spider-Boy number 3, you might still be able to pre-order number 1 and number 2. Sentry number 2 or 4, you might still need. You will be able to pre-order number 1 still at the time of the recording. Superior Spider-Man number 3, you might still be able to pre-order number 1 and number 2. Punisher number 3, again you can pre-order number 1 and number 2. Daredevil Black Armor 3 or 4, and this has a Kevin Eastman variant. We talked about Kevin Eastman earlier. X-Force number 84. X-Men number 4 Facsimile Edition, new printing. I haven't mentioned Facsimile Edition for the new people. Facsimile is a reprint of a very old comic book, Silver Age, Gold Age comic books, as authentic as they can make it, but very clear that it is a copy and not worth the same as the original, of course. When a comic book is so expensive that you can't get a hold of it for normal money anymore. X-Men number 30, and then we move on to next page, and we have Wolverine number 41 and Wolverine number 42. We have Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Battle World 3 or 4, which has a Hildebrand edition. Amazing Spider-Man 252 Facsimile Edition, again new printing. Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 1 Facsimile Edition. Secret Wars very popular and is upcoming in the movies, so this is of course important. Marvel Voices Legends number 1. I don't know why this is here. I think this is a new one. This might be an error. I will put up the covers briefly. I don't have any more information right now. And we move on to the next page. Venom number 29, Thanos 2 of 4, you might be able to get number 1. Avengers number 9, Captain America number 5, Incredible Hulk number 8, Immortal Thor number 6 has a Hildebrand. Blade 7, new page, sorry. Blade 7, Daredevil number 5 has a Hildebrand. Catwolf and the Howling Commandos number 4 of 4, Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy 5 of 5. Invincible Iron Man number 14 has a Hildebrand. Guardians of the Galaxy number 10, new page. Black Panther number 8, Fantastic Four 15 has a Hildebrand. Fantastic Four number 16. Avengers Inc. number 5 has a Hildebrand. Spine Tingling Spider-Man 4 of 4. Doctor Strange number 11. Marvel Zombies Black, White and Blood number 4 of 4. And we have almost covered the Marvel stuff. Quickly moving over the stuff that I am personally interested in. We have Spider-Woman number 3 cover A, and I'm a bit confused that she doesn't have any more. I couldn't find any more covers in the solicitation page. I think she has a triple Wolverine page as well, and I couldn't find the art, so I am unsure which one I'm gonna buy. But I am collecting Spider-Woman, so I think I will buy cover A. Then we have Spider-Gwen Smash 2 of 4, which both she has a David Nakayama, this artist, and Peach Momoko, which is very popular as well. And I think I will only buy the David Nakayama of that one. And Spider-Gwen is very popular. Then we have Thunderbolts 2 of 4, which has I really like the cover A by Terry Dodson, which I'll show here, and a cover by Ejiko that the vendor that I pre-order by didn't sell, so I will have to hunt that down in auction at a later point in time. But I could show it, of course. Then we have White Widow 3 of 4, a variant cover by Saovi. But both cover A and the variant cover are nice, so in my opinion. Then we have Captain Marvel number 4. I think there are 3 covers, and the best cover, in my opinion, is the ratio cover 125. But I am not willing to pay $25 for. At first, I will hunt it down when it has dropped a bit and maybe an auction. So I will go with the Marquis Rum variant. Marquez Rum. I'm not sure about how to pronounce that name. And then we have Sensational She-Hulk number 4. I think I'll just go with cover A. I'm not sure about how the others look at this point. And that is the Marvel section. And then we have a slight deviation into the Star Wars, which is under, of course, the Disney banner, Star Wars and other, where we have Beware of the Planet of the Apes 1 of 3, which has 4 covers. I can show you one. It has 2 ratios and a Scotty Young announced. Then we have Star Wars Thrawn Alliances number 1, which has 4 covers. We have 2 to show. It has a Virgin and a promo. It's the first time we've seen a promo. I actually don't know what that entails at this point. Then we have Star Wars Visions. It is the first Visions comic book, as far as I know, which continues a story from Visions. I really, really like Visions. Takashi Okazaki, number 1, 4 covers. We have 2 Percival here, and Peach Momoko announced, and a Virgin. And then we move on to the list of the ongoing series in the extended stuff. Alien number 3, Star Wars: The High Republic Shadows of Starlight 4, Star Wars: The High Republic number 3, Phase 3, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi 4 of 6, Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2 number 8, Star Wars Darth Vader number 42, Star Wars 42, Star Wars Dr. Afra number 40, and Star Wars Bounty Hunters 42. They all started at the same time, I think. But that is it. We made it through the Marvel list. And if this is something that people end up watching, I will continue to do this every month once the solicitations are out. And I will do the DC one next week. And going forward, I will do the one that is released first every month. So if DC releases first, I'll do that one first. It is not it is just whatever is out first. I don't have any preference in order. And if I get any comments about the independents, I will do an independent one as well. I am not as versed in their catalog. But it would mainly be Image if there would be any interest in that. I hope this was interesting for somebody. There will be a lot of editing required, so I hope it has some interest. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.